About 6 days ago, I started this journey on Little Caribou Lake in the boreal forest of northern Ontario. After sitting out a very wet first day with over 20 millimeters of rain, I left my beautiful island campsite and I set out to head deeper into the wilderness. After only a few days, I can feel my body and mind adapt to the rhythm of the boreal forest I am surrounded by. My muscles remember the movement of paddling, as if winter never happened, and my senses are getting sharper by the day. After several long and tough portages, I made my way to the big river, a river that I could not find much information on. As it turns out, portages around the rapids were non-existent, and my only option was to bushwhack my way through the dense cedar thickets. So far, I have only made it through about 60 of my 370-kilometer route. The trip has been tough and the progress slow. I've pinned my canoe and have bushwhacked several kilometers at this point, but they say the hardships are always worth it, and this trip is no exception. I have already been rewarded with breathtaking scenery, incredible fishing, and plenty of wildlife. I even got to see a boreal caribou and her calf. Does it get any better? Well, let's see. So I'm portaging past this pool here, and I just can't resist to see if there's any trout in there. Well, it's not a trout, but I'll take it. That's a pretty good walleye right there. Here's something cool to show you. This is one of those dragonfly larvae, and there's actually a couple of stages sitting right here. There's this one. Here's the next stage. So he came out and he's trying to dry up. This guy came out of there. And this guy, he's almost done. And he's about to fly out when he's done and eat all the mosquitoes for me. This whole bay is super shallow. Somewhere over here is where I take a portage river left and the water turns right. Somewhere along the shoreline is supposed to be portage. I can't see it anywhere from the water, so I think I'm just gonna hop on the shore and scout and see if I can find anything up there. So instead of looking for that portage, I decided to just grab my gear and haul it across. I just got my canoe left to do. It's on the way back here. It's a good old pile of moose poop. Figured I'd show you. These woods are, as you can see, a lot more open than the bushwhacking I did yesterday. Well, I made it to the other side and wow, what a treat. Some huge cliffs right across. Let me show you. There's actually pictographs here, guys. I had no idea. That's a person on the right, and then either a moose or a caribou. So I'm gonna put some loose leaf tobacco down to show respect. I got this here. I had absolutely no clue that they would be there. That's so cool. It's unreal. All the cliffs everywhere. Makes me feel like I paddled back into time about 200-300 years ago. I was gonna fly my drone here and try to get some epic shots of me paddling in front of these humongous cliffs, but that raven is flying around very territorial, so I figure I'll leave him be. Best to respect nature instead of getting the cool shots. That's okay. But man, what a beautiful area. I'm like looking straight up. There's a moose, guys. I'm gonna try and pull over and grab my camera. It's a very shallow river here, so they can walk right across easily. Just wild. Well, that was a beautiful little section there. I got a bigger rapid coming up here. Kind of sounds like a waterfall, honestly. I have to find a portage that's not marked in the map again. And, I'm on a portage. I found a nice trail actually. Very decent trail here. These are some wicked falls. Let me show you. This is awesome, guys. Well, here's hoping that was the last portage of the day. That was a wicked rapid though, eh? Beautiful. Or falls, really. I have about 5 kilometers of this river left. Then I think another 5 kilometers to the campsite that I'm aiming for. But we'll see what happens. A lot can happen on a river that you don't really know much about. So. This is such a blast. If the whole rest of the river, the 5 kilometers, is gonna be like this, I'm gonna be there in like half an hour. I just gotta avoid the rocks. That's pretty much all I have to do. What a good day. This is it, guys. I reached a point where the big river ends and it joins the Pictographs River. Something piques my curiosity there. There's an old cabin. What a beautiful place. That was a very cool cabin, but I gotta get going. I got another couple kilometers to go before I'm at my campsite. So this river is a decent current and I'm going upriver, so it's a little bit of a struggle. I'm going a little slower than normally, but that's okay. I'm still making progress, just plugging away at it. And there's Rat Lake with double TE. And there's my campsite for tonight. It was a long day, a beautiful day. There we go. Dad's boiling. Got this paddle made by Corry at the Haliburton paddle shop, and it's exactly what I asked for. Super nice stiff paddle is what I like for my trips. Nice big handle on there. It's got a short wide blade and beautiful work. I've been paddling with it hard for a week now and I love it. Absolutely love it. I haven't used the other one at all. That's my my original go-to one, but of course I'm gonna go for the custom one, right? It's got a nice resin tip and it's maple. Very, very nice paddle. Loving it so far, Corry. Amazing work. Thank you. Homemade chili. Good morning, guys. I'm leaving my campsite here on Rat Lake, and all I'm leaving behind is a circle of 8 rocks and a drenched fireplace. We'll start this climb 45 degrees up. Probably doesn't really show in video, but it's steep. And here we are, Bad Medicine Lake. As I paddled my way between these ancient rock formations, as old as time itself, I know that I'm getting closer to what would be one of the main highlights of this trip, Cliff Lake, a place that I've been wanting to see for a very long time now. About a week ago, on my drive up, I had talked with the chief of White Sand First Nations and asked him for his blessing to travel through and visit this sacred area. He told me that as long as I show respect and put down tobacco, I have his blessing not only to visit, but also to record it and show it to you all. With his blessing, I was now only one portage away from seeing it with my own eyes. All right. All right. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it ain't easy, guys. It ain't easy. I'm at the top of that first climb, and I think from here on out it's gonna be gradually downhill for the rest of the portage, but man, that first part's rough. Look at this muck here. That's what I'm supposed to walk through, I guess. Yeah, you step in there, your foot just disappears. I did the first time around, and my, like, up to here, I went in. So I'm just gonna try and walk on the side of it. I found a good purpose for my old paddle, or no, my spare paddle and selfie stick. Well, guys, I just dumped my canoe, and recovered all my main gear. The canoe was completely full of water. It was almost impossible to turn over and get the water out. Anyways, I managed to drag it ashore, get all the water out. I recovered my bag, my barrel, my paddles. I lost my main fishing rod, and I lost 2 GoPros. One of the GoPros I hardly used at all, or I don't think I used it at all yet. The other one though, it's got main, yeah, it was like my main GoPro, my GoPro 10. It's got pretty much all footage up till now on it. So pretty much all of Cliff Lake. I got a tiny little bit of drone footage, and I got whatever is on my phone. Man, I'm just so beat right now. Oh, I lost my tripod and a ton of my footage. I'm still just paddling around, hoping I'll see something floating. That's mine. Black flies are just loving it because I'm soaking wet. Well, we're back. Good old campsite from last night. I just been hanging out at my campsite, drying everything off. Looks like a big kit bomb right now. The gear everywhere because I want everything to dry. I got a little laundry line going. Well, not laundry, but drying line. Everything was soaking wet. My main bag that was inside my big Ostrom pack was okay. Nothing was wet inside there, but I had my DSLR outside of that bag in its own waterproof bag by Ascend. This waterproof bag right here, well, I guess they're not waterproof by any means, because there was about 3 liters of water inside it with my big zoom lens and my DSLR. So I got it all apart, and like the whole front is condensed. See that? That's all messed up. Lots of water inside the lens as well as inside the camera. So say goodbye to your wildlife shots for this trip. If I get any opportunities, I'll just enjoy them. And I won't be able to really share them with you other than with my phone. My clothes are pretty much dry. It's been a mostly sunny day. Clouds rolling over all day long. My tent was also soaking wet inside out because I keep it outside of the big dry bag as well, so that I can keep all my stuff dry when it rains, and when I gotta set up camp, I can throw up my tent, and then put all my stuff in dry. Yeah, well, so this is the only GoPro I got left now. I still gotta figure out if the batteries are okay or not. I had them double bagged in Ziploc bags. The water got inside, both bags were full. So I got lots of ways to charge batteries. I got battery banks, and I got my solar panel, which is still great. I got my phone and then this GoPro to record, and I still have my drone. So I'm gonna do my best, guys, but I think the video is gonna be a little bit different than normally. And I'm not even really sure how much I lost. I remember the card that was in the other GoPro that I lost. I had about 1 minute of space left to record on, so it was full. There's a lot of footage on there, you know, it's gone. So be it. I got the experience, you know, I'm safe, I'm good. That was the first time I ever dumped. So I'd like to say I'll never do that again, but chances are I will. So anyways, I'm just trying to make the most of it. It's a beautiful day on Cliff Lake. Still got these gorgeous cliffs right across. I'm walking around barefoot because both pairs of shoes I have are soaking wet. They're getting there, but I'm gonna leave them off for the rest of the day and overnight so they can dry off some more, and then we'll go from there. Anyways, I thought I'd give you guys a little update. Watch this guy, Spruce Grouse. He's having a good old feast. You can hear me too. It is dinner time almost. I only have this GoPro left. The clamp that it's on was broke. I fixed it up with tape, so I can do that again. I can clamp it onto the canoe again like I used to, and without having to use my tripod. If it wasn't for this clamp breaking, I probably wouldn't have lost my tripod because it would have been packed away in my bag if I didn't need it. That's alright. It's all done now. Stuff is just stuff and money is just money. I hope my DSLR is going to be okay. It needs a lot longer time to dry off because it got a lot of water on the inside. And who knows if that will ever work again. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm still out here. It's still gorgeous here. I got a spare fishing rod that I can use. Even if I don't have a fishing rod, I'll manage to catch a fish one way or another. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, right? Anyways, just having dinner here, Cliff Lake, and bon appetit, guys. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful, quiet morning, and I'm gonna show you Cliff Lake right now. It can really be any better than these conditions. So I'm at this little trail that goes up to one of the cliffs, and it's a nice place. You can sit there and ponder life. Just crazy. So now that I've filmed Cliff Lake not once but twice for you guys, it's time to move on. I'm glad I did that twice though, because I got to see moose now today. So that was pretty neat. It's also a way calmer day right now, but if you see in the video that it looks like it's two different days at the same time, that's because it is. The first day it was pretty windy and it was really hard to stay still at some of the pictographs, and the second day not so much. Today is beautiful, nice and calm. It's only 9 in the morning, and I went all the way back and back here again in 2 hours now. So now I can move on and make some headway. There's a bunch of canoes with quite a few people in there. Oh, here it is, right, guys? That vicious roaring rapid that made me go for a swim yesterday. All right, now we're actually making progress again. I just lifted over here. I just got a very small pond ahead of me. That's where the next rapid is. I got portage around again. It's gonna be a day like that. Lots of little rapids and short little stretches, and then a couple long ones. Well, it seems I hit a little bit of a boulder fest here. So I'm just gonna go, looks like there's a portage right there. I made a couple of notes on my map. On Paddle Planner, the website, it actually says that the long portage starts here. That's 1,340 meters. On the map from the outfitter, it says there's 2 more liftovers and then there's a portage that starts there. But I'm at a trail right here and it looks exactly where that Paddle Planner portage is, so I might be able to portage all the way around this. We'll see. Let's go. I brought my bag to the other side already. Not a bad portage. Paddle Planner is probably right, it's about 1,340 meters, but it's clear, you can follow the thing very easy, and I appreciate that. A little bit swampy here and there, but very good all over. I never quite seen moose poop that black. That's pretty crazy. I wonder why it's so dark. There's some normal moose poop. That's what I'm used to, like that. Like little pellets. There's some wolf poop. Okay. Yay. Got all my stuff across. No problem. The day's just getting started, so. That was a good portage. Long, but very clear, easy to follow. Well maintained by the looks of it. Another cow and calf, guys. Wow. That's the second this trip. Second pair. That alone makes everything worth it. Just one encounter makes everything worth it. I get 2, and I still got like 3 weeks left. So in the distance there, I don't know if you can see where the tree line goes further away. That's actually the river. The Pictographs goes that way, or well, it comes in there and then it goes to where I came from. I'm going straight. I'm going further north, and I'm gonna do a couple of portages, and I'll be going into the Raymont River water system. And then I will be going with the flow again. So I'm at the end of Butland Lake, and very shallow. I'm actually surprised. If you look at the size of this lake, you could probably walk across without getting your knees wet. Maybe not quite, but I can touch the bottom with my paddle the whole way. That's for sure. See this here? That's how I found a portage. Someone being so nice enough over the years to take down all the branches, because otherwise they're in the way. You can't see the mark. These trails aren't bad at all. Pretty sweet. The bushwhacking along the big river, that was rough. So to have an actual trail to follow, man, I'll take it. There's another pile like that. I'm starting to think that's bear. This one smells probably pretty fresh. Look at that nice print. I think that's just a small bear. Probably a young cub, yearling maybe. The trail definitely gets a little wetter at the midpoint. There's actual flow on our trail. This is called a floating bog, right? This is literally just laying on the water. That's right there. I just gotta go back for my barrel now. And then we got the full outfit complete. I just gotta scooch across this little pond and then we do it all over again. I'm sure there'll be lots of bear scat on that portage too. This is really good bear habitat. It's also excellent black fly and mosquito habitat, in case you couldn't tell yet. They're just loving me. Almost there. The first 700 meter. Wicked. Off she goes. Now I gotta find the portage at the other end. I honestly have no idea where to even begin here. You wouldn't think you'd be able to get lost on such a tiny little pond, right? I have no idea where to pull the canoe up and start portaging. There's no sign of a trail anywhere that I can find. Well, I just pulled my canoe up ashore and on the bog here. There's a ton of trails everywhere, but I don't think a single one of them is a human trail. So I'm just gonna start hauling, I think, and hopefully pick up a trail somewhere and maybe I'll be able to backtrack it. So I came from that direction and I walked into what looks to be a pretty decent trail, other than if you step on it you sink in like a foot probably or more. But other than that, it looks like it's easy to follow, so I'm gonna follow it and hopefully it'll take me to the next lake. Okay, I'm trying to make a toggle stick for dragging the canoe. So if I want to pull the canoe just by a rope, that's gonna hurt my hands. If I put a little bit bigger stick in there, like so, it feels a lot nicer, right? So I can wind that on there and I can pull a lot easier. See? I just gotta watch where I'm going. So I didn't make it very far pulling it with that toggle stick, about maybe 30 feet. And after that I realized there's an awful lot of work to try and save myself work. So I'm just gonna grab my bag and my paddle and I'm gonna go walk. Way easier. And there's another very fresh pile of bear poop. Oh boy. Hey bear. Well, I made it through the worst of my portages for today. That was a 1340 and then two 700s, and they were pretty much right back to back through the bog. floating bog. It's pretty cool, but it's tough because you put your foot down and it just goes, it goes down another foot, and then every time you pull it up, it's like there's a small child hanging on there, like it's trying to pull off your boot. That's kind of what it feels like every step you take in there. So yeah, it's fun, but you know what, there's nobody else here, so it's worth it. I seen caribou today. I seen a caribou and a calf and a moose today, so that's pretty cool. Just like I thought, a pretty steady wind, but this side of the bay, not that bad at all. He literally just dropped the tree on himself. Oh, poor guy. I scared him by talking, he didn't hear me at all. And this is where the lake comes to an end, turns into a little creek. So I got portage. Whatever I just did through here definitely wasn't a trail, but I made it through with all my stuff, and I just got one little portage left. It's just a short paddle right now. Looks like the water is very high here. It's strange. I think that's like a beaver dam or something. All right, that should be my very last portage of the day. It looks kind of pretty in here. I think right around the corner is going to be the bigger part of the lake. I got about 1.5 kilometers paddle left. Right now the wind's not so bad, but it's coming in pretty strong gusts every now and then. It looks like a campsite to me. Sweet, because I have nothing left in the tank right now. So I'm all set up right here. Got my water is going for my dinner tonight. There's quite a bit of wolf scat, and there's some there. There's a big one right there. That's huge. There's a bunch of trails that go into the woods from here, and there's a bunch more wolf scat, so it's pretty cool to know they're out here. Getting cold over here in the shadow. I just got my little twig stove, trying to keep my feet warm. They're being soaked today. My boots are soaking wet again. I spent all day yesterday trying to dry everything off. They're just soaked all over again. I was definitely hangry when I first got here. Wow. I can just feel my body rebooting right now. Alright guys, that's it for me for today. I can't quite see the sunset or anything because it's all going on behind me here, but I got pretty nice skies here. Top of the tree line still in the sun across the river, but I'm gonna pack it in. I'm cold, my feet are cold from being wet all day long, and yeah, I cleaned everything up here already, and that's it for me. Have a good night, guys. Made it through another portage, guys. And we're floating. This is just a short little pond. And then I got the bigger portage that's about 1 kilometer long. But this is now the Raymont River system. So from here on, I'll be going downriver. I think I found my portage trail in the corner there. Portage is pretty good. Just the beginning here is very wet. There's a couple of big puddles right on the trail. So I'm gonna try and walk around those without dipping my feet in. Another one bites the dust. I figured I should try and maybe do a couple of casts here in the outflow. No fish there. That's alright. Let's go see what the Raymont River is all about. Right here is where the Raymont River flows into Pickett Lake. It's a good sized lake. And then at the far other end, it continues as the Raymont River. There's a moose. Off she goes. That was cool. Oh, the cow moose. Beauty. Just trotting along the shorelines. Alright, here's the end of Pickett Lake. Back on the Raymont River. I'm just getting ready. I can hear the waterfalls and the portage is coming up. So I had my wool socks drying over the gunnel in the sun. They're bone dry right now. They got wet, not from anything I did this morning, but my boots were still soaking wet from yesterday. Best way to get them dry is to put on dry socks and let them soak up all the water and then dry those. It's only 300 meters, so it's not that bad. And hopefully you can have a nice look at the falls there. Go. Still can't see the falls from here. Guess I have to paddle out. to go see it. Now I can see the waterfalls. They're pretty cool. It also looks like a fishing hole big time. So I'm gonna try and catch some walleye here. Not a bite. I find it hard to believe, but such is the game of fishing. This right here is the end of the Raymont River, and as soon as I'm past those bushes over there, I'll be on White Clay Lake. It's a really big lake, very long. I think it's like 14 kilometers long, and it flows into the Ogoki Reservoir. That's part of the Ogoki River system. We are White Clay Lake. Boy, that's a big lake. I've been paddling for about 2 hours straight now on this lake, I think. Yeah, it's a big lake. It's a very nice spot here to hang out. Big wide open rock, but I can't put up my tent here anywhere. I'm back there. There's a ton of deadfall everywhere because it's right at the edge of the lake, right? So it gets the majority of the wind. So I can't really set anything up here, or I have to do a bunch of clearing. I can always make something work if I have to. It's not a big deal, but I'm gonna keep going. Maybe I'll find something better. And I still got some energy, and it's early. It's only like 5:15-ish. So I'm gonna keep going. As I paddle right around the corner, I see what appears to be a small picnic table and a grill and a big fire pit. So we're here. Before we commit to it though, let's have a good look first. So here's a fire pit. Doesn't look too nice, but yeah, here's 3 picnic tables. It's a bunch of trash. There's some tent pegs, but there's room for my tent. Alrighty. What the heck is that? Box. Alright. I might clean up a little bit, but I'm gonna stay here. I think I'll set up right here. Kind of tuck back a little bit. Well, that trick still works, eh? Time to relax a little bit by the water. Instead of relaxing, I went through my entire food barrel, pulled everything out, put all the garbage in the far bottom, just organized everything. It's a beautiful campsite. I like to spend time out on the rock here, but it's hot. It's way hot in the sun, so I'm actually gonna make dinner. I'm gonna have my Twix stove going back here in the shade, closer to my tent, and yeah, I'll be hanging out here for a little bit. Today I'm having a single portion of chana masala by Backpackers Pantry. No pike right now, but it's probably time to stir up my chana masala. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll try again after dinner. Oh, that smells great. Bon appetit, guys. All right, let's try this again. Yeah. Yay. Oh, you seen him, right? I'm pretty tired. I'm done for today. I'm gonna go retreat into my tent. I'm gonna go lay down. I didn't get a very good sleep last night because I set up my tent right on top of a big bump, and my back was just like awkward. So hopefully I'll get better sleep here. I still gotta put my barrel away and clean up a little bit, but another good day. Beautiful sunset going on there, and can't complain like this, guys. On to another awesome day tomorrow.